What's going on, guys? Tasty here today, and we are going to be talking about the BattleBorn beta. We're going to do the pros and cons of the campaign and the pros and cons of the multiplayer. So let's get stuck right in. The game overall, as a whole asset, runs smoothly. There's no frame drops or anything like that. I definitely would recommend, if you want a fast action paced game, to get this, because that's how it feels towards me. It's still got the Borderlands comedy. Like in the campaign, if you've played Borderlands before, which if you haven't, I would definitely go and suggest it. But it is quite funny, quite comedic, and overall it's just a good laugh, because some of the things that they say is just absolutely hilarious. There's a nice variety of bosses. Like these guys here, these are technically a boss, they're like a sub-boss. And I think in the main mission there's 4 bosses overall. From these guys to another one that you will see later on. And then there's 2 more after that. Which is nice, because all of them have different ways of killing them. Where these guys, you've got to take their shields down and then kill them. In the next one, you've got to use gas to do it. So there's always a different way of killing bosses, which is very cool. I like the leveling up system in this game as well. If we do level up, you literally press the up on the D-pad and it comes up like a DNA spiral, which then you can use to upgrade. And depending on which upgrade you use will depend on which ability. Where, as me, I'm using Fawn at the moment, and she's got kind of a 4 arrows to obviously shoot, and then the ability I just used there, which is, if they're standing there, it's going to do a lot more damage than anything else. And it glitched there ever so slightly, because he shouldn't have gone on that bit. But it's very cool that you can increase the damage and everything else on those. And like I say, it's very efficient as well. Like, I feel like the respawn times are just enough on the abilities. So, or the cooldown time, should I say, not the respawn. I feel that it's enough time to use, because you can use one, then next thing you can use another. But as you can just see there, if you kill an enemy or a boss, it seems to reset it all. So that's cool. I didn't realise that until actually watching this. But the cons of it, as we can see, this is the upgrade. If you use one, it automatically cuts out the other, and I don't think you can switch. I haven't actually personally tried it, but if you can't switch, I think that's a bit of a pain, because you may have wanted to use that one maybe in the future, but then who knows. Obviously, still in beta, and it can still be quite glitchy. As you saw from the previous clip, it was quite glitchy and everything else. Here is the other boss, and we are going to talking about a con for him. And his name is Jeff, the Arachnid. And basically, you go in to do the objective, and as you can see, I some reason go into the upgrade, but I got off that and then got back on. I don't feel like the symbol that to know of the objective is done is good enough. I don't think it's big enough, because as you saw, I was standing there. There's also the noises of the characters. Some of them are just stupidly like ridiculous and just shouldn't be there. Like, as you saw from the jump, like, I don't think just that noise, I've just thought that's a bit pointless. You could have had it like way or something like that. But again, that's just personal preference. Now we're gonna kind of go onto the online aspects, and this is the final boss, by the way. that you have to do, but I'm not going to show any of that because obviously if you haven't played it, I'm not going to be like, here you go, Isaac Magnus. But this is the online now, and I gotta say, it is very good. I didn't think it would be as good as I thought it would be, because obviously from previous like Borderlands and stuff, the multiplayer hasn't been that great. Even the, like, if someone else has joined you in the co-op, I didn't really feel that it was that good. But we'll go for the pros. There's many ways to flank the enemy team and really build on your defences. The maps are, I would say, quite big, because it's almost like a League of Legends kind of style. And I know I'm probably going to get shot for that, but that's how I personally feel about it. You've got objectives, you've got to get things to the objectives, and then move basically to their side to win. And there's obviously two different ways, or two different modes, should I say, which, again, are pretty cool, but I'll go over that in a second. These shards, easy to collect. They're always around the map, they're always respawning. As you see, there's one to my left, one to my right. They're all over the place, which I found really awesome, and you can use them to get upgrades for the defences or robots, which again, I found that quite a cool concept, and it's definitely a team working game. If you don't work as a team, then you're basically gonna lose. As for this team that we were playing at the time, I felt like they weren't together, so we were basically getting our robots to go into the red bits on the minimap, and that's how you score the points. But as you can see, again, he's on his own. He's just going to get absolutely mullered from our team, and there's nothing you can do. But the game modes are good, but I can see them getting repetitive, and that's where the cons come in. The repetitive, I can see it being good, and then you're just going to have like really OP characters or really, really good people, and if you haven't played this before or you're just starting out, I can see the characters being a bit too much and the people being like full on aggressive, where this game, I don't think really much people did play it. This was my first game of playing it, so overall it's kind of going like, I could play it, but would I really want to play it? That's how I feel towards this game. And also, one of the other cons is the respawn times. If you die, it takes longer to respawn. So, say I died from this turret, it would put like a 5-10 seconds respawn. Then if I died from these minions, it would put another 10 to 15 seconds on top. And that's just like a rough estimate, but it always goes up and up and up. So say you're not good at the game, again, you've only just started out, and you die about 10 times, you're going to be waiting a minute, which I kind of think is a bit unfair, but it may balance out the game. Obviously, I don't know, and I really don't know how I got to the base there at all. I don't know what I clicked or whether it moved me. It might be because of the grinders. That's what they're called. But you are only committed to one character throughout the whole entire game. And this kind of upsets me ever so slightly, because I thought it'd be one of those games where you could be like, right, I'll use this character, but then if it's not working out, I'll use a different character. But for this game, no, it just seems like you only use one character and one character only, and that's why I referred it to League of Legends, because it's exactly the same. You only can pick one character throughout the whole entire game until you win. So, again, I'm a bit upset, because it would be really cool to interchange characters. And one of the other cons is some of them are stupidly overpowered as well. That's what I was trying to get at. Some of them are overpowered. There's a character, which I'll probably stick up on the screen because I can't remember the name fully. She is overpowered in my eyes because she's got a staff, which if you use the staff and say that these minions, for example, I'll be standing there, they'll be standing there, and if they wanted to run away, I would still be connecting to them and attacking as such, because she sends a laser beam as such from the staff, and it's really, really difficult to like run away from her. And for me, I was kind of a bit like, I got killed about 5 times, 6 times in a row from that character, and I found it really, really irritating because the person who was using it was continuously jumping, continuously going side to side, moving forward. I just could not get away from it. But again, I hope they put like a restriction on it or make the damage less on it, because like I say, it is stupidly OP. And the last kind of overall, it is a good game. It is a good game. But for me, I'll be only playing it really for the campaign, because of, like I say, it's more like the Borderlands style comedy with a bit more of an oomph, and it's a lot more colourful as well. So that, for me, that's the only reason why I would probably get BattleBorn. I'm not particularly that interested in the multiplayer. But let me know what you guys think down below, because obviously it's always nice to have a little bit of a debate about this, and, you know, just let me know. But on that note, guys, if you like this video, give it a like. If you do not agree with my statements, give it a like. And also subscribe down below. And I will catch you guys in the next video.
We've spawned a giant minion. See it safely to our altar. My regards to the void. Giant minion moving out. Bring it to Minrek. We're nearing maximum appeasement. Keep up the pace. Power play. Enemy forces at 40% strength. Leave that one to me. You're finished.
Minrek hopes you are enjoying your tour of this LLC Minerals Reclamation and Recycling Facility.
We've spawned a giant minion. See it safely to our